I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. But just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful.
Things just need to be left unsaid. I understand he's articulating like his point of view, like, look, this is all natural work. We're just working hard at it. We're doing X, Y, Z.
You always wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough? That there might be an excuse for that. So.
Stephen A. Smith comments on Canelo Alvarez's visibly bigger build ahead of his fight with Terence Crawford, pointing out that the size gap could influence the result. He recognizes Crawford as the more skilled boxer, but cautions that if Crawford can't generate enough power to trouble Canelo, it might become a problem. Smith's observations underline worries about the physical difference and how it could play a role in this eagerly awaited matchup.
You know what, I think my initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. But just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Fortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it, not a villain.
Eddie Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez's trusted trainer, has responded to past claims about performance-enhancing substances in boxing. He has previously faced accusations of allowing or providing such substances to fighters in his gym, but he strongly denies them. Reynoso explained that his fighters, including Canelo, handle their own nutrition, and he does not control their diets. This statement is especially relevant before the Crawford fight, as rumors often grow when a fighter shows noticeable physical or performance gains. Reynoso emphasizes that his work focuses on training, skill building, and mental preparation, making clear that he is not involved in nutrition or supplement use.
Eddie Reynoso says, starting now, I'll be working 100% with a team that I can supervise. I've let the boxers who have come to me to train have their own nutrition team. So all of these fighters popping because of their nutrition team, Eddie Reynoso is guilty by association, so you have to clear the shit up. That's what I was saying about Victor Conte when he came with his transparency. I'm doing the same now with Eddie Reynoso. He knows he has to clean that shit up. I suggest to Eddie Reynoso, if you're going to be 100% in control of the nutrition team, join Snack. They got hyper-exfoliated, futuristic, hydraulic chambers. Get Nello on Snack. Hey, brother, Nello on Snack with the futuristic 1.121 gigawatt, brother, please.
Although Eddie Reynoso has trained several fighters, 7 by some reports, who tested positive for banned substances, he stresses that this does not reflect on Canelo Alvarez. Reynoso emphasizes that each situation is separate and that fighters are responsible for what they consume. Regarding Canelo, he states that the boxer has always followed a clean program and has been very cautious with his food and supplements.
Boxing corruption at its absolute finest, but how does it connect to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo team? So Rodriguez Jr. failed his test after the Galal fight. He set the record for the most punches landed in that fight. It even prompted people like Sonny Edwards during the fight to say, this is weird. And yet, he will not be punished. In fact, he'll be kind of rewarded because he's going to get ordered an immediate rematch for the WBC belt. The only thing he's got to do is have a 12-month probation period with random testing. Now, WB are doing this because they have ruled it proven unintentional use. It just so happened he took stuff that was extremely beneficial to his conditioning. Here is the WBC official statement. Feel free to pause this and read it. But what's it got to do with these two fine gentlemen? Well, Rodriguez Jr. is part of Canelo team, and he was rumoured to be managed by Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso since came out and said, no, I don't manage him, blah, 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 and he distanced himself. Now, why that's important is because Eddie Reynoso has been connected to, I think now, 6 or 7 fighters who have all failed their drugs tests. The rumour around town, now this is just a rumour, and definitely not true, is that these two may have smoothed things over with the WBC, maybe used their position of power to get Rodriguez Jr. a bit of a lenient sentence, put it that way. Again, that's not true, I've just completely made that up. But what is unbelievable is a fighter nowadays can actually fail a drugs test and not be punished whatsoever. In fact, can be rewarded. Unbelievable.
Terence Crawford's strength coach has made a confident prediction ahead of his fight with Canelo Alvarez. He claimed that Crawford will dominate Canelo and insisted that the team is fully ready. His remarks show that Crawford's camp believes their fighter's power, conditioning, and hard work can counter Canelo's size and experience. The coach highlighted that their training is carefully planned to build both strength and stamina to match Canelo in every area. This statement has intensified the hype, as fans discuss whether Crawford's power at a higher weight can challenge a seasoned champion like Canelo.
Listen, I get a lot of texts asking how I'm doing, how camp is going, so I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it. All is well, truly well. We good. I'm good. I'm real good.
Veteran sports broadcaster Jim Gray has shared his thoughts on the matchup, calling it an exciting fight between two fighters with remarkable careers. He praised Canelo Alvarez for his long-standing success across several weight classes and equally recognized Terence Crawford for his dominance in his own division. Gray's balanced view shows the respect both fighters earn in the sport. He noted that the fight is about more than titles. It's a chance for each man to cement his legacy in boxing history.
The ring is standard size. I think Bud beats his ass all around the ring for 12 rounds. If Canelo want to come forward and get the whooping, that's what he gonna get. But that's the thing. In that last Skull fight, he didn't want to take the fight to Skull. So if Canelo don't come to fight, I don't want to see Crawford stand in the middle of the ring and take that type of risk. Because Crawford, he talk about retirement, but he can still go on after this. So he ain't got to take that punishment. He can run it back with him. I don't want Crawford forced into a dog fight with Canelo. No, I think he gonna whoop his ass off.
Legendary ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. shared his opinion that in matchups like this, the naturally bigger fighter often has the advantage, giving Canelo Alvarez the edge. However, he also pointed out that Canelo hasn't appeared as dominant in some recent fights, which could create an opening for Crawford. His perspective shows that while size is important, recent performance and fight strategy can still influence the outcome.
I think we want to see the best fight the best. And even though there's been a difference in weight divisions here, I think that, people clamor for big names and big fights and guys who are great to fight each other. So being for the institution, and I am for the institution of boxing, I think Canelo has been great for boxing, and I think Terence Crawford has been great for boxing. So how this is going to play out exactly, I don't know. Terence Crawford is older, and Canelo has, twice as many rounds? So, I don't know how that combination ends up, the weight difference. Canelo's going to be a bigger man and a bigger frame and coming up in that weight. So, I think it's just going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play, and it's going to be filled up, and we're going to have a huge, huge night for boxing for the world to see.
One follow-up, do you feel like Terence Crawford has the style to cause Canelo problems?
Does he have the style to what?
Cause Canelo problems.
Terence Crawford's a great fighter. Terence Crawford can give anybody problems. Whether or not he will, I don't have that crystal ball. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Renowned trainer Abel Sanchez has voiced serious doubts about Crawford's chances, highlighting the size gap between the fighters. He explained that weight classes matter for a reason, and while skill is important, natural size and strength play a big role. Sanchez believes Canelo's power at his natural weight will be a major challenge for Crawford, who is moving up to fight him. He says that even a talent like Crawford will struggle to overcome the physical disadvantages in this matchup.
As everybody has opinions, and my opinion is that I think Canelo will be too big for him. I think Crawford needed a little more seasoning, a little more seasoning of his weight, that is. He's had a year and hasn't had really any fights against those caliber fighters. The last fight he had a 154-pounder, moved up one division and had a difficult time in a way that he wasn't dominating as he did in the lower divisions. And you talk about a guy in Canelo who's really only bad outing was the Bivol fight. And Bivol, when I first talked about that fight, when they asked me, is Bivol is a Gennady Golovkin just 15 pounds heavier? Same skills, maybe not the punching power, but very skilled. So anybody below 75, Canelo is dominated easily. You know, after the 5th or 6th round, it seems to be sparring sessions for him. So I think that he does very well, and I think he wears Crawford out and wins a going-away decision. Crawford is an all-time great, obviously, but there's weight divisions, you know.
Definitely as well. Abel, I'll leave it there, but I'll leave you with the final words. Any final words for the fans waiting to see you in the corner on Saturday night, my friend?
I'm very happy to be back. I retired for...
Undefeated champion Shakur Stevenson has expressed strong faith in Terence Crawford's abilities. He called Crawford the best in his weight class and believes his skills are enough to challenge a bigger, stronger fighter like Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson's praise carries weight because it comes from a proven and respected boxer. His comments highlight the respect Crawford earns among top fighters and suggest that size alone won't determine the fight. Many in the boxing world agree, viewing Crawford as a serious threat, which makes this matchup one of the most exciting and anticipated in the sport today.
For the super fight in September, how do you see that fight playing out? Who are you leaning towards? Who wins that fight?
Yeah, I tell you, you know, I tend to always think the naturally bigger fighter is going to have an advantage. I'm just, you know, with the Crawford moving up, you know, he was a 135-pound champion. They had 40, you know, fantastic champion. 47 then, and then 54 is 68 too much. You know, that's really a big jump. But I tell you, a lot of people I respect just say, no, he's going to be favored on that.
Wow.
So I don't know what to say, but you know, Canelo's a great fighter and a smart fighter, and you know, two fighters in the pound for pound best, you know, getting it on. That's nice for boxing.
And if Crawford is successful, where would you place him in the all-time greats? Does he belong in the top 10, or you've seen so many fighters come across?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to say. But certainly he should be considered. He should be in that discussion, and people could argue that either way for a while. But yeah, if he does it, you know, you always wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough? That there might be an excuse for that. So, you know, we'll see, but it'd be quite a feat if he does beat Canelo. That'd be amazing.
Former world champion Shawn Porter shared his insights on Terence Crawford's recent physical changes ahead of his fight with Canelo Alvarez. After seeing Crawford in person, Porter observed that his legs looked especially strong, well-shaped, and powerful, showing focused lower body training. He noted that Crawford's weight gain was balanced, with no mismatch between upper and lower body, reflecting careful conditioning and nutrition. Porter also pointed out that despite the added size, Crawford's speed and agility remained sharp, an impressive feat when moving up in weight. He believes that keeping this quickness while adding strength could give Crawford a key advantage against Canelo, especially if he uses mobility to counter the champion's size and power. Porter's comments support the view that Crawford's team has followed a precise, disciplined plan to maximize performance on fight night.
When you first heard about this idea, when you first heard about it, what did you think of this idea of Bud going up to 68 to fight Canelo?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since, I want to say, before Shawn Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Shawn Porter. So the idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even was saying it.
Why were you saying it then? Like that was what, a few years ago? Was he 160 or 168 at that point? But why did you believe then that was the right fight?
Because I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terence Crawford is like the greatest. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style.
So tell me if you think I'm wrong here. Like, I might have been more confident after the Spence fight when he threw a lot of right hands in that fight, was aggressive. Against Madrimov, he didn't throw a lot of right hands in that fight. And I've been saying for years that the only way to beat Canelo Alvarez, throw right hands. Gennady Golovkin did it, almost beat him. Should have beat him the first time around. Dimitri Bivol did it in their fight. Other guys tend to try to jab him to death. I don't think you can win fights jabbing against Canelo Alvarez.
I disagree with you.
That's not surprising at all.
Some boxing fans are increasingly claiming that Terence Crawford will dominate Canelo Alvarez, with many treating it as far from a 50-50 fight. This has sparked concerns that Canelo's achievements are being undervalued. Supporters point out that Canelo is still the top Mexican fighter of his era, a multi-division champion who has faced some of the biggest names in boxing. While Crawford is undeniably talented, dismissing Canelo ignores his strong record against elite opponents. This fight, then, is not just about titles. It's also about affirming respect within the boxing community.
Fight night. Now, you guys, one reason you give Crawford a good chance at winning this fight is talking about Canelo has to have his feet set to deliver his power shots. Crawford making him pick his feet up. At 38 years old, putting on 14 pounds to go from 54 to 68, 38 years old, do you think his legs will be able to have the advantage that people that are picking him and thinking he could win this fight, will they have the advantage that they believe he will have at 38, putting on 14 pounds to those legs?
I looked at my business partner Malcolm while we were there. I said, "Yo, look at his legs." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "They're thick. They're in shape. They look very strong." If anybody out there that want to act funny about what I just said, that's my job as a former athlete, as an analyst. I have to analyze everything, right? So I have to analyze how's his weight now distributed across your body.
His body, right?
Is it distributed a little too much right here in the midsection? Are the legs too thick? And now I'm not seeing the muscle pop and things of that nature. The dude is doing all of the right things. They have something called the incline in Colorado Springs. So just in case you don't know, Colorado Springs is about 6,000, a little bit more than 6,000 feet in the air, right? So it's above the altitude. I don't know where Vegas is. Vegas is around 1,000, I believe.
Some boxing fans are increasingly saying that Terence Crawford will overpower Canelo Alvarez, with many not even seeing it as a close fight. This has led some to view it as disrespect toward Canelo's achievements. Supporters point out that Canelo is still the top Mexican fighter of his generation, a multi-division champion who has faced some of boxing's biggest names. While Crawford is clearly talented, ignoring Canelo's proven record against elite opponents overlooks his accomplishments. This fight is therefore about more than titles. It's also about restoring or affirming respect in the boxing world.
So look, I'm going to get my prediction. I don't want this video to be long. So typically my videos be like 20, 25 minutes long. I get deep on this shit. I'm going to keep it real. I think y'all are out of your fucking minds. Y'all are out of your fucking minds. Look, if you want to say, I think Bud Crawford has the opportunity to win this fight, don't count him out. I don't disagree with that at all. I would say, don't never count Bud out. I would say that. Never count Bud out. If y'all say this is a 50-50 fight, I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah. You think it's a 50-50 fight? Y'all, people are saying it's not even going to be a 50-50 fight. That Canelo is going to get smoked. And I think y'all are out of your fucking minds. Canelo needs to walk out to Roy Jones. You must have forgotten. Y'all, this is arguably not only the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but this is arguably one of the greatest fighters ever. And y'all are acting like Canelo is some kind of fucking pushover. Like he's some kind of stepping stone. I've never seen nothing like it. I have never seen a boxer so accomplished get shitted on in every fucking prediction video I'm seeing. It's madness. My prediction right now, Canelo wins this fight. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all got shit fucked up. y'all, bro, Canelo wins this fight.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more. See you next time.